everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. I'm your host, Michael Tabor. So, happy New Year, everyone. It's January 1st, 2020, and I have a feeling this is going to be a historical year. I'm not sure. I just feel all this tension. We're in the midst of a cultural war, and I have a feeling something, well, I don't want to say anything to scare people, but I just feel something unfortunate's going to happen, with all this Trump stuff. So, you pray that it doesn't happen. Civil war is what I'm referring to. So, anyway, I get a kick out of people saying like, "Oh, the economy's great. Trump has turned this country around." Here's a comment. I haven't talked about this in a bit, but here's someone who's a Trump supporter. It says, "No matter how mad you liberals get, Trump is the president. He's changed the economy and will win in 2020. It's the economy, stupid." It's what a silly remark that is. And I went along with this a little bit. For one thing, the economy's not doing that great. In fact, you know how those numbers are exaggerated. I'm not an economist, but the bottom line that Trump has absolutely nothing to do with this so-called bull market. Let me just continue on with this sort of thread. I talked about this a lot, where I think anyone would do a better job than what we have now. Like, some people are not happy with the candidates, the Democratic candidates. I am. I like them a lot. I like Bernie a lot. I like Elizabeth Warren, although she does pander to the woke people a little too much, the trans. I'm like, just relax on that, Elizabeth Warren. I know what she's doing. It's fine. But Biden, Warren, I love Andrew Yang. I like Tulsi Gabbard, sort of, So I'm very impressed with the candidates. But anyway, I've heard, like, I don't like them, like people from the right, and I'll vote for Trump. I go, these are perfectly fine candidates. And my opinion is that it doesn't matter who it is. Like, pick someone off the street. You can't get any lower than this, right? So here's one of my comment here. And I hate to read off my phone, but this is just a short thing. I said, I've been saying this for the past 6 months. Obviously, anybody is better than this lying, clueless, uneducated, incompetent, failed businessman in the White House. The country would be better off if we just randomly selected someone off the street, inserted him or her into the Oval Office. Homeless? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It can't possibly get any lower than what we have now. All right, and then a couple more things. And I talked about how I'm impressed with the Democratic candidates. I like Bernie, Biden, Warren, Tulsi, and Yang. I like Joe Biden a lot too, as I left him out before. Kind of the best I've seen in decades, except for the pandering a little too much for Elizabeth Warren to the left. And here's another thing. The economy is not doing all that great, in fact. It really is a big fat lie. Let's just say, now, and I said here, now let's just say it were not a lie. Do you think the moron in the White House would have had anything to do with this? Someone on Joe Rogan was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. It's like, oh, the economy's better. It's doing great. He goes, okay, let's get into this. Let's dig in. What specific policy has led to this great economic growth? Silence. Because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Like, all you could come up with, Joe was talking about it for an hour. It's like, come on, let's break it down. What policies led to this growth and the stock market going? And the only thing they could sort of come up with is tax break for rich. Like, take a look at Trump's policies. It's dog shit. It's all bullshit. And if you understand economics, it's usually, obviously, it's cyclical. It takes years. Very often happens you inherit your predecessors' gains or losses, whatever, when it comes to economics. I'm not an economist, so that's not my area of expertise. So, and it's funny how I went on further. I said, a guy who can't run a profitable business in Trump, he's a failed businessman, is going to somehow run the country? It's just preposterous. The whole thing is insane. Okay, on that note, I hope we do not have civil war. We're in the midst of a cultural war right now. Let's see if we can resolve this amicably, peacefully. Obviously, we need a new administration. That's the most important thing. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Taper Talk. Although I heard if Trump were removed, he's not going to be removed, by the way. The Senate is not going to vote on that. But, he's impeached, and even if he loses, something bad could happen. Okay. Take care, everyone. Happy New Year.